Hello all, I'm Sai and you're watching The Book Travel. In today's video, I'm bringing to you my non-fiction November wrap-up. So I managed to read a total of 12 non-fiction books in November. So yeah, I did read some fiction books as well, whose wrap-up will be coming in the next video, most probably, or by the end of this week. And of the 12 books that I managed to read, 4 were physical books and the rest 8 were audiobooks. And I have not at all read 12 physical books 12 non-fiction books in a single month at all, and this is my first ever time and I just enjoyed the experience. I learned a lot. So without any further ado, let's get into the video and I'll talk about the physical books first, then we'll move into the audiobooks. The first book that I finished is The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. Now this is a classic self-help book and I had a huge intimidation while getting into it because classics are written in such language that I'll not be able to get through them in an easy way and I'll not be able to understand the things that they're trying to say, that the author is trying to say in an easy way. But when it comes to non-fiction, that's the main part. Even in fiction, it's okay because with the context we can understand certain stuff, but when it comes to non-fiction, the language needs to be understandable in an easier way in order to grasp the things from it. If you ask me in that way, the language in this one is like a bit tough. In a scale of 1 to 10, I can say that it's tough to a range of 2 or 3. Above that, everything is easy. This is said in such a way that for each and every principle that the author tries to explain to us, he narrates us a story using 2 characters, and those stories are really easy to understand, and the morals of those stories are the rules that the author is trying to convey to us. It's really easy in that way, and if you're a person who's very new to reading personal finance books, then I'd highly recommend this one because I'm a beginner in that category of non-fiction books and it helped me a lot. I rated this one 5 stars. The next one which I finished is Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller. Now this is a book that solely concentrates on the effects of positive attitude and negative attitude alone. I already have a video on this one in which I discussed my top 10 takeaways from the book, so if you're interested, do go and check it out. I've actually tried to sum up everything that I've learned from Attitude and Attitude is Everything in that video. And another thing which I liked about this book is that despite being just positive, it is very practical. Okay, for the sake of uttering positive words, the author does not just make things up and tries to make us believe that all these stuff are real. These are stuff that are actually experienced by each and every one of us in our daily lives, and how a shift in attitude towards the positive side can change things to a massive level. It was really well addressed in this one, if you ask me. And also, if you're a person who's looking for a very short and very easy to read self-help book, I'd highly recommend this one because I read this in the beginning of November and it just set up the month in a really positive way for me personally, and I just loved it. It just took like 2 or 3 hours to read. It was not at all tough. It was so easy. Okay, I think this is the first non-fiction book that was a page turner for me. I just enjoyed the whole experience of reading it. It's not even big. It's just 120 pages long, has 12 chapters, and each chapter is to a maximum of 10 pages, so you can just fly through it and also understand and get all the things that are said by the author in a very easy way. So do go and check it out. I rated this one also 5 stars. The next book was my most anticipated read when it comes to non-fiction November this year, and it is The 5 AM Club by Sharma. And this is the only book which took me the longest to read. I was reading this book for like between 3 and 5 days. It just took that much time because it's a bit huge. Okay, I think this is the biggest of all the books that I read this month. It's not so huge, don't get intimidated. It's 300 to 350 pages long. I don't think it's so big, but for a non-fiction book for a person like me, it is a big book. Also, if you're a fiction lover like me, don't even have second thoughts. Just go forward and read The 5 AM Club because it is not at all boring in any instant. Okay, the author just tries to tell all the principles that he's trying to explain to us and all the methods and techniques that he's putting forward using one fictional story which just starts from the chapter 1 and ends at the last chapter. Okay, if you're a person who likes reading romance novels also, I think you will like The 5 AM Club because the fiction story actually has hints of romance also. I think it has everything that's needed for life. Also, if you want to customize your day in order to make your life better, this is a really good book to read. Okay, just go in with an open mind. Don't go in with pre-assumptions, thinking that the book is going to be in such a way, because I went in such a way, but it was totally different from what I expected, and it was a good type of different. Okay, I thought The 5 AM Club, I knew that it had some fictional stories put into the book, but the entire book itself a fiction story which has a lot of things that are just gathered by the author together. It has taken 4 to 5 years for Sharma to read this, no doubt at all. It's very much worth that much amount of time, and do try and read this out. I'll try to make a dedicated review for this one. I don't know when I'll be doing it, but I'll definitely do it. So good, do go and try it out. I rated this one 4 stars. The last physical book is Karma 101 by Joshua Mack. In this book, the author actually talks about karma and karma alone. Okay, that it's not a self-help book. It's just a book that you can use for learning and how the idea and concept of karma evolved. Okay, it started on the eastern part of the world and how it reached the western part of the world with the advent of pop culture and the industrial revolution. It is really interestingly said by the author in this one. He just jumps between times in a really awesome way. It doesn't feel boring at all. Okay, it's a really tiny book, but it will take quite a bit of time to read. It might look so little and it's also short. Okay, it's just 150 pages long, but the font inside is really tiny. And also this is the only book of all the books that I've read for Nonfiction November that had the least number of ratings in Goodreads. So I think not many people know about the existence of this book. So if you're interested, do go and try it out. It's a really short book. It will not take that much time to read if you're a speed reader. And also it's very comical. Okay, it doesn't have images and stuff. I'm just saying that the author has some footnote kind of things here, saying karmic do and karmic don't. I'll just read one out for you. Karmic do, reading a favorite book to a child. Karmic don't, turning on a video for her instead and reading your own book. This is something which I do, so this is karma again. Okay, I didn't plan to open that page, but that was the page which actually came, and it was also a really fun book to read. So if you're looking out for some light non-fiction book, it's not self-help but it's just informative in many ways, then you should try this one. I rated this one also 4 stars. Moving on to the audiobooks. The first audiobook which I finished is Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk. This is a book that is solely dedicated for social media growth alone, social media and YouTube growth alone. YouTube is not a kind of social media, it's a search engine, so I'm saying it in a different way. And it's also about developing one's own personal brand, how to start a brand and how to establish it in a greater scale. I'll not say that the book is up to date. The author also keeps on stressing that it was published in 2013 or something, I think. I'm not sure. He itself repeatedly says that this book might not be very much legitimate in the years to come. It might even change many things in the next month or next year itself, because it's totally about technology and technology always keeps getting updated. But certain things in this book are possible even now, if you ask me. You just have to think of new ideas, and I'm sure that the ways in which the author tries to promote things, it can be done with new products and new ideas as well. I liked the concept of this book, and I'm also going to try out Crushing It by the same author, which is an updated version of this book. So if you're a person who's interested in social media growth, do try this out. It was a really good book to read. I rated this one also 4 stars. The next one is Meetings That Get Results by Brian Tracy. I thought that I must read at least 4 to 5 Brian Tracy books during Nonfiction November, but I was not able to read that much. I ended up reading just 2, this one and another one. I wanted to read this book mainly because I thought that this will be very much useful during this time while we are working from home. It doesn't seem like we'll be going to office and working for at least 2 or 3 more months, at least the nearest future possible. I don't think it's going to happen. So it's better to try and update ourselves in as many ways as we can to working from home. And I thought that this was a really good idea, that is meetings that are getting distance. Of course, since we are all in different places, I do have daily meetings every day for work, and it does help me a lot. Okay, how we can set up certain meetings. It's actually about meetings that are happening face to face, but all the things that I'm having right now are virtual meetings. But I do think that certain tips that the author says in this one are very useful and practical, just as any other Brian Tracy book. And I did apply certain things that he said the very next day itself during certain meetings, and they did prove to improve the quality of the meeting in a proper way. And I also was asked to conduct a meeting. Okay, I was asked to organize a meeting for work like a week or 2 ago, and I took certain tips and certain lines which I had from this book, and I just tried using those ideas in the meeting. It turned out pretty successful than it usually does, and I just liked the various ideas said in this, so I rated this one also 5 stars. The next one is The Power by Rhonda Byrne. Rhonda Byrne has also proved to be a really good self-help author. For me, okay, personally, I read The Secret this year and I just liked it a lot. And after that, I read The Hero. I liked that one also. And then I wanted to read this. I thought this was the right time to do it, so I went forward and read it. It's also a book that is solely dedicated and focused on the power of attraction, the law of attraction itself. And the author just beats certain things up again and again, but the illustrations and examples that she shows in this one are brand new, if you ask me. They are not repeated from either the secret or the hero. I liked that aspect of this book a lot, because there are certain authors who, while they write a series of books, there are certain points which overlap. Even in the Brian Tracy books, which I said in the series that I'm reading, there are certain points which overlap. It didn't overlap in Meetings That Get Results, because it's totally a different concept. But in other books which I've read before, certain points overlapped. But in this one, the only point which overlaps is the law of attraction and nothing else, and how we can make the law of attraction work in our way. It actually said in the previous books I mostly read about how it works, but in this one I understood how to make it work, so it was very useful in that way. I rated this one also 4 stars. The next one is Creativity and Problem Solving, another one by Brian Tracy. In this one, he actually talks about the actual heading of the book itself, creativity and problem solving. But when it comes to creativity, he tells us how to manage creative blocks. Okay, if you're a person who likes to create stuff, so I'm a person who creates videos, right, for you guys and for myself as well. And there's something which just bugs me a little always. Every time I sit down and try to think of ideas, I just get some mind blocks which just don't let me get to the ideas that I want to reach to, and it always bumps me a lot. And after reading this one, it just helped me trigger certain parts of my brain, which did help me, because I have like at least 10 to 20 ideas right now for videos, and I can work them out in the near future. So you will be getting certain new kind of videos from me. And if you're a person who's struggling with mental creative blocks, then do check this out. It is an old book, but I'm sure that it is very legitimate in every way, and it is very, very useful. Also, problem solving. Okay, while filming videos itself, in certain videos, what happened in last month is that towards the end, the audio didn't synchronize with the video for me in the past, and I was struggling a lot with it. It was good throughout the video, but the last chunk of the video alone, the sync was not at all proper. So I tried to work out those issues, and they are a bit solved right now. I think the audio and video are synchronized very well right now. So this book helped me in that way, so I rated this one also 4 stars. The last 4 audiobooks all belong to a single series, so I'm just going to talk about all of them together. They are Relationships 101, Self-Improvement 101, Attitude 101, and Success 101. All these 4 books together are written by John C. Maxwell. They are all short books, 100 to 120 pages long, and in each of these books, just like Brian Tracy's books, he just helps us helps us by giving us certain tips on how to manage all these 4 things. Okay, the first of all these which I read is Relationships 101, and I listened to this on my birthday. Okay, that's mainly because I don't have a huge social circle. Okay, the people whom I'm close with are just my family, my parents and my brother, and apart from them, just a handful of friends. So I don't have to think that much. But when it comes to relationship, it's not just with the people whom you always talk with or whom you always connect with, but it's also with people whom you work with as well. Okay, and I understood certain points that the author said in this one. It was very, very useful, and reading it on my birthday, it just proved even more fruitful for me, because I got many wishes from many people, okay, whom I've not even talked to before. Even you guys, some of you guys, I don't know how you found out, but you just DM'd me in Instagram, so thank you so much for that. I want to address it right now, and it was really, really good in that way. And after that, Self-Improvement 101, I just wanted to read like a huge summary of self-improvement in general, so I read that one. It was also very useful. And next comes Attitude 101. I read Attitude is Everything, and I had to compare that book with this one, but I think Attitude is Everything is better than Attitude 101. So if you're planning to read a book on positive attitude or attitude itself, then I'd prefer to read Attitude is Everything, because it was better than this one. And the last one is Success 101. This is the last book that I've read for Nonfiction in November, and I thought that it will just tie a bow at the end and just wrap things up in a proper way, because success is something which we consider as a destination, right? But the thing that the author stresses continuously is that success, just like the journey, is not a destination. Okay, success is something which you keep on attaining. It's not something you attain and stop from them. Only if you continuously feel success, it means that you have succeeded in doing something. And how you can motivate yourself even when there are not that many people around you to motivate certain stuff. It was just a positive book in many ways regarding success, and I just like that one also. All these 4 books got 4-star ratings for me, and I'd recommend all these for you because they are very simple in language and very practical in every way. Okay, so those were all the 12 books that I read for Nonfiction November. And if you did take part in Nonfiction November, please do let me know what are the books that you read. And do let me know if you've read any of the books that I've said in my list. And let's just chat in the comments. And I'd also like to get some recommendations from you guys. That's it for today. If you did enjoy watching today's video and found it helpful in any way, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also share it to your friends. If you want to get more content from me, do subscribe to the channel because I publish new videos every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.